I am 25 and I have no friends.
I'm 27 years old, never kissed a girl on the lips before, which of course means I'm a fucking virgin, which of course means I've never had a girlfriend before, never dated anyone before, and it fucking kills me.
I'm 25 years old with no friends, no social life, no job.
And I've never had a girlfriend. I've never been close with a girl. It's a really strange feeling because I always think to myself, like, what have I done wrong? What do I do wrong? Like, I don't understand what I do wrong. It never seems to work out.
The purpose of this video today is to talk about male loneliness, specifically how it appears that it's been increasing in recent years, what some potential remedies could be for loneliness, and some key takeaways at the end. What do I mean when I say male loneliness? Well, it's a broad topic that appears to revolve around a variety of issues, including depression or the appearance of depression, societal expectations being laid upon men, the perception of being treated as an outcast, not having a community to get involved with, and a lack of purpose. So now let's talk a little bit about what exactly it means to be a human. We can start by looking over this diagram. It's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If we start at the bottom, you can say it's the physiological needs. Like most other mammals and like most other animals throughout the world, we as humans have evolved with a biological purpose. That is to make sure that we can breathe, we have water, we have food, we have shelter, we get enough sleep, we have clothing, and that we reproduce. And we've done this very well throughout most of human history. Now, when we make sure that we have these physiological needs met, there's another level that goes above that comes afterwards, which is then our safety needs. So we make sure that we have personal security, employment, resources, health, property. So of course, how would this fit into a historical context? Because for most of human history, we haven't been living in cities and we haven't been living in urban environments. For most of human history, personal security would mean that we wouldn't get eaten by another animal. Employment meant that we were able to go out and hunt for that day, or to make sure that our crops were doing well, or that we were able to make enough weapons as a blacksmith, or that we were able to tame our horses and our animals and our farms, so on. And resources would essentially look like the same thing. We have enough resources to stay alive. We have enough food, we have enough water, and also health to make sure that we don't die of any diseases or any illnesses, and property, that we had somewhere to live and that we weren't living as, say, nomads, and that we were able to settle down in one place. Now, of course, once these needs are met, there becomes another level above that, which is then love and belonging. Not unique to us, this is found in many other animals as well. So such as with other animals, we then look for friendship, intimacy, family, sense of connection, things that are found all throughout the animal kingdom. And from this comes another level, which is then esteem. We look for respect, we look for self-esteem, we look for status, recognition, strength, freedom. Again, not unique to us. This is found in many other animals. But then comes the highest level, which really does distinguish us from all other animals, which is self-actualization, which is the desire to become the most that we can be. Now, what does this mean exactly? It means for our longing to find meaning, for our longing to find purpose. And so really what it comes down to with this plague of loneliness that's spreading throughout men and women, but in our conversation today, it's for men, it's a sense of meaning, and a lack of meaning, a lack of purpose found in oneself. And so what the conversation really becomes about from henceforth is about finding meaning and purpose in one's life. I get to the crux of today's video. What are some possible solutions to this newfound loneliness in today's world? I'll give a few examples of what appears to be some people's solutions for themselves. Some people have found help in looking towards someone else as a figure that can help give them purpose and give them meaning. So it's no wonder that in today's age, there's a lot of people that find someone like Jordan Peterson as someone very attractive to look at. I'm not talking about his physical features. I'm talking about the things that he says. You don't have to look very far from one of his lectures on the types of men that women look for, or on one of his motivational speeches on how to find motivation for oneself or how to become disciplined. Many few people find this very attractive because they lack such things in themselves. They lack discipline, they lack motivation, they lack purpose. And so they go to his lectures and they listen to him and they read his books, such as I have, 12 Rules for Life. And I look at him as sort of the self-help guru. Now there is a caveat to this that is negative and that I don't like, where people will put someone like him on a pedestal as someone who knows better than most people. And I will say he is very well educated, so he does know more than the average person, but they will elevate him to this almost prophetic being where any sort of criticism that's given towards him, say on his philosophical views, is not held in very high regard by the sort of minions that you'll find online. Now, of course, I don't like that view. I look towards him as someone I can gain knowledge from, but I don't hold him such a high regard whereby he's my God, say. And there's other types of people that people will look toward for guidance, such as Andrew Tate or all these other incel, Sigma, mewing bullshit people. And honestly, I don't even think Andrew Tate is like a red pill incel type of guy. I don't think he's that extreme or anything. But there are many people that do have extreme views that people will gravitate towards that can be harmful. So it's best to stay clear of these people. Now, there are any regular things that you can do that people do find very helpful, such as being disciplined. So having a schedule for yourself where you know what time you're going to do what. You know what time you're going to wake up, what time you're going to eat, what time you're going to do work, what time you're going to study. You know exactly what's going to happen throughout the day. The point of this really is to, of course, keep in check of what you're doing, but to also build discipline. You know what's going to happen. Nothing is going to be left to chance. Now, of course, there's many people who are successful, who are happy, who have purpose, where they don't live like that. For some people, it might give them a little nudge where they know what's going to happen. It's not left to some unknown. They know what's going to happen. Another thing is to get involved with communities. Since I'm in school right now, and if you're in school, the best thing you can do is get involved with other clubs at your school, get involved in sports, get involved with some community. And if you're outside of school, then you could go to some community outside, such as Toastmasters, or get involved with volunteer work, or really anything where it's going to subject you to have to meet other people and talk to other people. Other things you could do is figure out what you're truly interested in, what your passions are, and to pursue those. Now, of course, it's not realistic for majority of the people throughout the world to just do whatever they want to do. They can't give up on their jobs or their work and just go pursue whatever they want to, because it's not financially responsible to do such a thing. But if you have free time, if you have any time at all, and your true passion is to play an instrument or read up on a subject or paint or do anything at all, then you should do those types of things. Because again, the point is not to be happy. Happiness is pointless. What you want is to find purpose. So if that gives you purpose, then do those types of things. And what I think is most important is to embrace the suffering of existence. Inherent to life is suffering. And you need to accept that. And it's better to accept that, at least in today's age. Now, being lonely is part of that suffering. And so if you can, there's a way that you can go by doing this. Try to embrace that suck. Try to find a way where you can accept it, but not let it get the better of you, but where you can overcome it and do something better because of it. Now, there's many things that people can't do that's out of their direct control. But if it's in your control, if you know that you're suffering, if you know what the cause of your suffering is, you can either let it overcome you and consume you, or if there's something that you can do about it, try and find something for yourself to do about it. And if you don't want to do anything about it, then try to accept it. But don't just let it boggle you down. Try not to let it become part of you. So the key takeaways from today's video is that 1, life is suffering. It's inherent to existence. And we need to find a way to overcome that. And in that suffering, for number 2, life is meaningless. There's no point to life. So number 3, you need to find a way to give yourself purpose. You need to find a way to give yourself meaning in life. The purpose is not to become happy. Being happy is pointless. If hypothetically, say, I told you that there was a drug that could increase your happiness, it made you happy, say, would you take it? Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, it means that it'll just increase the chemicals in your brain. It might increase your serotonin or your dopamine. And so now happiness is contingent on chemicals in your brain. So what exactly would it mean for you to be happy then? What would be the point of it? Just to get a drug to do it? Well, that's not the point then. The point is to find meaning. It's to find purpose. And number 4 is the ways that you can find purpose. Find communities of like-minded people that you can talk with. Understand what your passions are and pursue them. Work on yourself. Work on your skills. Work on making yourself more valuable as a person. And stay away from harmful ideologies. Stay away from things that aren't going to make you better, that are just going to make you more hateful, that aren't going to make you improve as a person. And with that concludes the point of today's video. Now, of course, I don't know everything, and I'm still continually learning about the things of this existence. And so I'd like to hear from you. So if anyone's watching this, and if this actually gets out to people, then I'd like to hear from you. I want to know what you have to say, like things that were said in today's video. I'd like to get your point of view on loneliness and what you think we can do to combat it, what your ideas are on it, and what you've done to make yourself better. So with that, it's the end of today's video. I'll see you next time for our next video.